This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of an electrical company? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Jeffrey Fisher with FQ Electrical Co. Jeffrey, great to have you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn more about you and your business. So go ahead and tell our listeners just a little bit more about your company.
Well, FQ Electrical is truly a family-run business, right? Me and my wife, I always kid around and say I'm just a master electrician. My wife owns it. I just do what I'm told. But we were based out in the Hazlet area, Hazlet, Texas. So, I mean, realistically, our company we're still small and still tight-knit, big on customer service and taking care of customers. Not really looking to make a lick, as they say, but more or less trying to take care of that customer for them, for grandma, for cousins, uncles, aunts, and everything else in between.
Wonderful. Now, how did you and your wife come up with the idea for this business? Where was that passion really born?
Well, being honest here is, I've been an electrician for 15 years now. I kind of jumped into it after jumping around as any 20-year-old trying to find where they belong. Had a real good passion about wanting to work with something with my hands, kind of seeing the beginning and end result of something, right? Before FQ Electrical, we owned a different company, another electrical company. As a business owner, I was really good at being an electrician, but no one ever really told me how to run a business. So made a few bad choices, held on to people longer than I should have, MCA loans, all that garbage that comes with it, and kind of had to file for bankruptcy and kind of started off fresh. And I figured who best to start off with, and my wife kind of passenger side with me.
Wow, what a story. Now, with having so much experience in your industry today, what is that number one myth or misconception you get asked over and over again that you like to address for our listeners?
The myth, I guess, is excuse me, is that like electrical is pretty easy, right? Like anybody can do it. And realistically, I guess anybody can do it. There's enough stuff on YouTube and on Google and everything else that you could probably find some way to do it. Whether or not it's done correctly by a licensed electrician that carries insurance, workman's comp, all that good stuff that kind of protects not just the company but the customer or client, is like the first thing I guess I would say, right? The other thing is your mom and dad were probably right. Don't stick a fork in it.
Wow. That's some great pieces of information for us to know. Now we're going to go ahead and switch gears here for a second and discuss the heart of every business. Now we know that marketing is the heart of every business. So ideally, who is your ideal client and how are you attracting them?
I would say ideal clients right now for us is I would say most of our stuff is 90% residential, right? So if you own a home, sometimes even rent a home, are looking to make upgrades, lighting, outdoor lighting, indoor lighting, safety, excuse me, sorry. Even just like safety issues within like the Hazlet area. I mean, we go pretty much everywhere in the DFW, but if we could stay in the Hazlet, Justin, Rome, Argyle, Flower Mound area, probably the best bet for us.
Wonderful. And how are your potential clients finding you? How are you attracting them?
Word of mouth lives like really strong for us, right? Like normally our clients tell their friends and family and stuff like that. We do networking stuff. We do stuff like this. Social media, I try to stay on top of, but if you can't tell, I'm old and I don't really like doing it anyway. But I try to stay with social media, trying to like tamper with Google ads and stuff like that now.
Okay. Well, a really big thing nowadays is podcasting. Have you ever thought about having your own podcast for the business before?
A long time ago, probably like a couple years ago, I did a podcast. Maybe there might be like 10 episodes out. It was called Wrestling with Entrepreneurship. It might still exist on Spotify, um, where I would kind of do this. I would talk to local company owners and stuff like that that I found through networking. This is probably a lot more PG than I was on that podcast. But I don't know. Like this is definitely a plus for anybody that's trying to either get their name out or more or less their story out, right?
Wonderful. Well, Jeffrey, we've covered a lot of great information, but what all our listeners want to know is, what do you and your wife like to do outside of work for fun?
Fun is a good word. I'm not really sure what the definition of that is anymore, but I guess realistically, we like to when we're not working and trying to grind as entrepreneurs do. We would prefer to spend time with our family, two sons and a daughter, a handful of dogs. We used to have some chickens. I mean, really, realistically, family is kind of like priority one.
Well, that is wonderful. Now, if there was one big takeaway for our listeners to gather from learning about FQ Electrical Co., what would that biggest takeaway be?
Oh, that's a question right there, and the biggest takeaway I would say is the same way that we treat our technicians, right? Is like you're not just a number. Realistically, I like for clients to believe that too, that we try to take care of them in the best possible way that we can. And sometimes that means telling the truth when the truth is the last thing you want to hear. I'm very transparent as a company and as a person that like I'd rather tell you you can do X, Y, and Z to fix this. You don't really need me, or hey, I wouldn't trust John with a 10-foot pole. You know what I'm saying?
Now, in practice, what does that look like with your typical customer? That process of communication and trust.
Yes, ma'am. I would say realistically, it starts with my wife, right? My wife is the one who answers the phones right now in the office. She's trying to get all the information from you about your electrical problem, but also like my wife's a talker, so she might want to listen to some of your stories. Um, Realistically, she gets the information. We put it in our CRM. You know when we're coming. You have a time frame. You know when the technician's on his way. Um, as anywhere else, we'll greet you at the door. I'm real big on giving people options. I'm not really looking to sell something to somebody that they don't need. I'm just going to, ideally, we just give you the best option that we have. We give you two or three options. It's your house at the end of the day. You make the choice that fits right for you.
And Jeffrey, why do you believe in that approach so much?
Um, Realistically, like I said, it's your house. Like the last thing I want someone to do is to come in my house and tell me exactly what I need to do, especially without it trying to educate me on the reasons that they're proposing what they are. Uh, and ideally, like I like to give options. I mean, like if I came in and told you it's going to be 5 grand to fix this, or it could be 5 grand, 2,500, or even $8,000. Um, but it's your house. I like to give options enough to where somebody can go, can't do 5 grand, can't do 8 grand, but maybe I can do 3 grand. And it's always catered to that. I don't ever think we do anything less. I'm not going to give you less value, less electrical, if you will, but maybe we can take a few perks or stuff off as the tiers go on, if that makes sense.
Final question for you today, Jeffrey. Where can our listeners go to learn more about FQ Electrical Co.?
This podcast eventually. But I mean, we try to stay live on FQ Electrical Facebook. I'm not sure if that's .com or something like that. Um, I mean, realistically, your local neighborhoods, your local network meetings, you'll find us. Or
Is
if you
there a
go
good
to Jeffrey.
website?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We do have a website. Good. Thank you. It's fqelectrical.com or fqelectricalco.com. That's where you're going to find a lot of our work, a lot of what we do. If you're looking to have a laugh, you probably go to my Facebook at Jeffrey Fisher, something of another like that.
Okay. Well, Jeffrey, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving
Yes, ma'am.
forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com or call 469-221-9345.